Hi guys, what's going on? Big news today. Scum Aces is finally coming in the new Guns for Hire pack for X-Wing, and oh my gosh, we got a lot to talk about today. So we all kind of expected something like this was coming. We didn't know when, and we didn't know how, and almost exactly as predicted, we got a Scum Aces pack with two much needed fixes. This is going to come with a repainted version of the Star Viper and a repainted version of the Kirax. Wow, and new titles for them. Just fixes. This is huge. So let's take a look at what we get. First off, we're getting a Star Viper Mark II. We get two copies of each of the titles, but let's talk about the Star Viper Mark II. Wow. All right. First off, this is a negative 3-point cost. So already a point cost reduction. Big point cost reduction. This changes the barrel roll so that you must use the curved instead of a straight one. So it's possible you might not want to go with this title if you really want to do a straight barrel roll, but let's face it, everybody's going to use this title. So that's interesting at least, and of course you can go either way. You can go forward or backward with this, so you can go all over the place with it. That's really cool. Now, you can do all kinds of shenanigans with this, but now even if you're going with Zizor, all right, and you do advanced sensors, you can do even more movement shenanigans than you could do before. There's a ton of possibilities with this. Also, it allows you to equip two titles, so you can still use the Virago with this, and it also has a little bit of future proofing. If you were to equip some kind of future title, if they ever come out with like a universal title that can go on multiple ship types, you could combine it with this as well. So very cool card. The biggest thing is that point cost reduction is just huge. Very pleased with this card, and it puts it in a good, comfortable spot right where it needed to be. It doesn't seem overpowered, but I'm surprised that the 3-point cost reduction, that's one of the biggest, I think that's the biggest cost reduction we've seen yet, so this is huge. Next is the Vaxai. This new title is for the Kirax. Very nice here. Now it's cost 0, so it's not a point cost reduction, but it's a reduction in all other upgrades, which is great because it synergizes with that specifically. So it allows you to equip 3 different modifications. Now they have to be different, so sorry to everybody who was hoping to get 3 stealth devices on the same ship, which would have been just crazy, but it would have also been very cool. But it allows you to also reduce the point cost of every upgrade that you equip by 1. So this also applies to EPTs and everything. So very cool. Of course, it doesn't reduce them below 0. So if you had a free upgrade, it's still 0 points, but it makes every 1 cost 0, makes every 2 cost 1, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of opportunities this opens up for you to be able to equip multiple modifications. Now and it also comes with some of the new modifications like the pulse ray shielding and all of that stuff. So there's a ton of capabilities on things that you can put on your Kiraxes now, and to really make them competitive. And so, like the pulse ray shield almost seemed like Kirax and the Star Viper, it was designed for them. So, now with these extra upgrades, it just feels like these ships are going to be insane. We got one new firm preview, and we're going to talk about him. He's Victor Hell. Victor Hell is a pilot skill 7 with an EPT. He costs 25 points, and after defending, if you did not roll exactly 2 defense dice, the attacker receives 1 stress token. So here's an obvious candidate for stealth device amongst other things. If you, or they, in the preview article they talk about, or you could go the other direction and put expose on him. No, don't do that. Don't put expose on him. It's not good enough yet. I would love to be able to make, campaign for expose. It's not there yet. There's not too many places you really want to take expose, but definitely put stealth device on this guy and pulse ray shielding, and maybe you want vectored thrusters on him, and and it's great that it comes with all of this stuff too. So it's just an extra source for you to get a lot of other upgrade cards. But it's also another way to deal out stress. And it doesn't say that they have to, if they don't have any stress. So you can even pile on more stress onto somebody who's already stressed. And this can work multiple times per turn if you're attacked multiple times. So that's also very cool. I think Victor Hell is going to be a nice, solid pilot. He doesn't seem OP. I think he's not going to be attacked as much. So if he's one of your main attackers, he might actually have relative safety based on the diversion of his ability. So that's kind of cool. Now we can kind of see a couple of other things. The Harpoon Missiles condition card, which looks pretty nasty. It's basically deals with, it's a little fuzzy, but if there's unresolved crits, then, you know, you also going to have other people take damage and you'll take damage as well. And I kind of want to withhold judgment until I see the entirety of that card, though, because it looks like it's really nasty, and it looks like it comes with 2 of the Harpoon Missiles condition card and Harpoon Missiles card itself. They're the Harpooned condition card. It looks like there's 2 of those. There also seems to be a pilot named Thweek, and it looks like it's TH Thweek, E-E. I don't know, but it looks like he has 2 different condition reference cards, but 1 token, and it's suspected that he deals with mimicking somebody else's pilot ability. So it's possible that he is actually stealing another pilot ability, which is a totally cool mechanic if that's the case. So I'm really looking forward to that. It also looks like we get some kind of ion discharge card. It looks like an illicit. It'll do something related to ion tokens. We see some ion tokens here in the fold out, so that's cool. Not a whole lot of new pilots. Looks like we get 2 new pilots for each ship, so that's cool, and then a couple of the generics again for each of the other ships. But the big deal is the titles. I think this is amazing, and in fact it only comes with 2 for each faction. You might want to pick up 2 copies of this pack just so you can have a full playset if you want to run 4 Star Vipers or 4 Kiraxes, because these are titles that you're going to absolutely want. I think 10 times out of 10 times you're going to take these titles. So if you ever wanted to run 4 Kiraxes or 4 Star Vipers, you probably want 2 copies of this pack when it comes out. But let me know what you think of this pack. Were you surprised? Were you hoping for an X-Wing fix first before we got this Kirax and Star Viper fix? Or were you hoping that this was your priority? I personally think that Scum is already being flown an awful lot, so it didn't need this just yet, but it definitely did need this. Star Viper was well overdue, but I was thinking that maybe, you know, other things might have taken priority. I guess it's harder for them to fix X-Wings right now with Bigs still being flown so much. So I'm just curious what you guys think of these titles and what new builds that you think are going to be broken or overpowered or potentially not quite so broken. All right, let me know what you think, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. As always, if you want to click the little bell, enable alerts. There's a whole lot of great stuff coming up this week. We've got the C-Rock coming out in just about a week. We'll probably have a new article at the end of this week too. So all kinds of great X-Wing news is coming very soon. So make sure you stay up to date and stay tuned for more great info. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day.